Good afternoon, you wonderful people. I hope you are well. I hope your families are well. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and are looking forward indeed to New Year's, a good New Year's Eve. Whichever way you want to spend it on New Year's Day, I hope you guys have a wonderful time. In the meantime, guys, we are on the eve of the Wolverhampton game, and I must admit, at home, by the way, as well. At home to Wolverhampton. I've just got the fixtures list up in front of me. Past results and obviously the future games coming up. Wolves at home, and I'm absolutely I'm bricking it. I'm absolutely bricking it. Not so much for the fact that it's Wolves, although they could be a tricky customer, and we've known that in the past, be it home or away. But they just obviously a change of manager for them means that they've picked up good results finally for them, because they were looking a bit bleak at one point, but they seem to have turned the corner under this new manager, and now they come in to Tottenham Stadium with a little bit of confidence, with confidence, and obviously given our moment, given our current form at the moment, they probably will fancy their chances too. Do you know what, guys? I'm looking at our fixtures this season, the ones that we played up to now. We've away from home, although I get that we're playing at home tomorrow, but away from home we've won 3 games this season. I don't want to bring the whole 20 in the calendar, the year 2024, how many games we've won. I'm not going to include, because that's almost as if I'm trying to suit a narrative or something like that. I know I get accused of suiting a narrative. I don't want to do that. So I will base it just on this season alone. We've won 3 away from home. We won Man United 29th of September, 3-0. We won again away from home. This Premier League I'm talking about, Man City away from home on the 23rd of November. So nearly a month later, nearly a month before we won it away again. And then, of course, more recently away to Southampton, which I believe was earlier on the month, 15th of December. So that's 3 to 4 weeks before we get a win away from home. But at home, so you're thinking, well, away form's not been brilliant, which it hasn't. And then you look at the last time we won at home, guys, in the Premier League, goes back to last time we won at home in the Premier League was 4-1. We won against Aston Villa, 4-1 at home on the 3rd of November. That's the last time we've won at home, guys. So how can I be confident going into Wolves tomorrow? I'm not confident going at home. I'm not confident going away. We went through a period where at home we was decent. We started to make the Spurs ground, our home ground, a bit of a fortress. But now we've gone way, way away from that. So in this 2024, since Aston Villa at home, we've played We've played 1, 2, 3. Obviously, we won a Carabao Cup, but we're not including that. 4 games. We've played 4 games at home, and we haven't won any of them. So we've got Wolverhampton tomorrow, and I'm absolutely bricking it. And what follows? I mean, not winning tomorrow is it's not even worth. We'll talk about that, whatever the outcome, win, lose or draw, we will talk about that regardless. But the pressure on the manager would absolutely mount. If it hasn't already, what follows on the 4th of January will be a noon kickoff, a 12:30 kickoff at home to Newcastle. 4 days later, we're playing at home again in the Carabao Cup against Liverpool. Then we've got the FA Cup away to what's the name of this team? What's the name of this team? Tamworth. It wouldn't come to me, guys. And then, of course, we've got the North London derby on the 15th of Jan. 5 massive games. They're all massive games, but Spurs, we've got Spurs Wolves, then we've got Spurs Newcastle, Spurs Liverpool. So three games, 2 in the league and 1 in the cup, and then we've got the FA Cup away to Tamworth, and then 3 days later, North London derby at the Emirates. The pressure mounts, guys, and like I said, with our manager, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I'm now of the opinion after the Forest game, it's a matter of if, it's not a matter of if, it's when. And I don't think, given the current situation at Spurs, given the current injuries that we've got, the amount of games we've got coming up, I just don't see how we can turn the corner. I don't. Even if we were to beat Wolves at home, I don't think that would have given breathing space. And that's the thing so far, is every time you feel like he buys himself some time, and this is not sustainable. It's not sustainable how he gets himself breathing space, winning at Newcastle and then winning the first leg. If we're going to have a chance of making a semi-final, we've got to win the home game against Liverpool. That's the only way. If we don't win at home against Liverpool, there's absolutely no way we're going to go and beat him at Anfield. No way. There's absolutely no chance. So our best chance is trying to get something at home, or taking something with us, a good lead, to Anfield. After that, Tamworth, okay, and then you got the North London derby, which for me, that could be the breaking point if it hasn't been reached by that point. I think how we come out of that game would be massive. And the pressure would absolutely mount. So that's why I'm of the opinion is it's not if, it's when. Listen, I've never been a great. You guys know me, man. For me to get to this point, it takes a while. Others reached there before me, and I know that. Others, made up their mind a long time ago. I was willing to give this manager, even up to the end of the season. I've said this many a times, and I've said the fact that we was doing so well in the cups and in Europa, we're doing reasonably well. We pretty much qualified there. We got to this point of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Of course, the FA Cup hasn't come into play as yet, but I thought, the cups are giving him a little bit of leeway. For me, they were giving him a little bit more leeway. But the situation in the league, guys, is becoming a bit of a joke, man, because we are 12th in the league. We've lost 4 out of our last 5 games. We're equal on points with West Ham, 23 points. Brentford are ahead of us in 24. You look and think, well, we're not that far off from 5th place, which is 29 points. Man City are 28, Fulham and 8 for 28. But where are these wins coming from? It's not that I don't believe the points can be. You can make up the gap. You can, but then you got to start looking behind you now. That's the point that we're at. We've got West Ham on 23, Man United 40 22, Everton and Crystal Palace on 17, and before you know it, you're in a relegation battle. So. 14, 15 points. We're on 23 points here, guys. Leicester are third from bottom, 14. Wolves on 15. And we're on 23. So we're not a million miles away from them either. We're at that point where, we get 2 or 3 wins we can catch, because everyone in front of us has been inconsistent as well with the results. Only really Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, have been really good. Arsenal picked 3 wins, 2 draws, same as Liverpool. So everyone's dropping points in the run. But we are doing as good as Southampton, Ipswich. I want to throw Man United in there. They're in a crappy run of form as well. That's where we're at, guys. 7 wins, 2 draws, 9 losses. 39 goals, 4 goals, 26 goals against. This is relegation form. Our current form is relegation form. And I don't see, and like I said, I said it after the Nottingham Forest game. There was the beginning, a middle, and an end. And there was nothing in between it. As in, we conceded a goal. There was a couple of timid reactions, and then flat. And we ended the game more flatter than what we started it. There was no reactions. It was so passive. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Players how many of our players are having a good period right now? Everyone's in a bad run of form, individually, collectively, and the manager himself has proved to be stubborn, hasn't changed his ways, hasn't tweaked it anyway, doesn't adjust to circumstances, be it our circumstances, doesn't adjust to opposition. It just plays one way and one way only. And for me, we've been found out massively, and not just now, we've been found out a while ago. So all these things considered, how can I keep arguing for him, saying, for me, it's the cups that are keeping his job alive when I see this run of form? I can no longer ignore what's happening in the league, and that's what's really, for me, triggered the point. Not that I think we're going to do anything in the league in the sense of winning it, but, mate, we are better than 12th, 13th in the league. We are. We're not as bad as that. And I've always said this team... Yeah, last season he did well finishing 5th, but this team is a Europa place league at best. I've never said anymore. I don't think we're good enough for 4th, top 4, sorry, or even 4th spot in our case. And I don't think we are as bad as we're making out to be right now. So fundamentally, you can blame recruitment, you can blame the people that hire and fire, and we will get to them at the end of the season, because this hiring and firing, sooner or later, someone's got to take accountability of it. And it can't always be the middlemen. It has to be the owners as well, man, because they're the ones that hire and fire. You can't keep blaming the director of football, Lange, whatever the fuck. You can't keep doing that. So, at some point, accountability has to be shared by those who hire and fire, by those who intervene or interfere with the footballing side of things. Stick to the business side of it. But when you start interfering in the footballing side of things as well, then sorry, you have to be held accountable. And we'll get to them at the end. I will get to them at the end of the season for sure. But right now, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow, and I'm absolutely bricking it. To not saying the other word that I would think, it starts with S and ends with Ting. Either of the match, I never thought I'd be going into the games or with this mindset. Relegation form, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, forever always come on, you Spurs.